bringing metal to the masses. OnslaughtRadio.com.
This is Onslaught Radio. I'm Natalie and I'm backstage at the HMV Forum in London where I'm talking to Nick and Al from the awesome band Job for a Cowboy. Hi guys, how's it going? That was a good sound.
This
is going well.
Well, then watching.
Sorry, it's buffering.
Yeah, it's your internet connection's too slow. No, I'm just kidding. We're good. We're having a great time out on tour with Cannibal Corpse, man. It's badass, man.
This is going to be a very good interview. So, tell me a bit about the tour. How's it going so far, guys?
It's going good. Like, fourth show in, and London's definitely usually the best show of tour, so we're stoked. So, it's easing back into tour. It's kind of weird having half-hour sets. We're used to headliners the whole last year, but definitely a good way to ease in. So, it's fun, though.
I've noticed that you have a leather strap holder for your windscreen on your microphone, and it's funny because our singer got one of those this tour, and he was having a hard time figuring out how to get it to stay put. And so I see that you got this leather strap here, which is kind of S&M too, which is cool.
Do you know what else works? Cable ties. You know the cable zip ties?
Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I told him, but he was too cool.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's what you get for being too cool. It's difficult being cool.
I agree. It's very hard these days.
Awesome. Well, can you tell me a little bit about the album?
Yeah, the album is, I feel, who wrote that? The album.
The album?
Somebody has an album called The Album.
Maybe The Band.
The Band.
Not Job for a Cowboy, then.
No, but the new album that we have coming out, which is called Demonocracy, is from, or also pronounced Demonocracy, is it's from a band called Job for a Cowboy, and they wrote it in. We wrote it. I'm in that band. It's a good record. It's really good. Lots of really sweet guitar leads. Tony played some really sick leads. Actually, I played them, but we just for the sake of like continuity and on live. He plays them live and stuff. But I wrote all the solos, which was really hard because I'm not a guitar player. But I managed to pull it off. Give a listen to it. Tell me what you think of those solos, and if you dig it, then you can hire me to do it, and I'll have Tony play it. But the record is actually really, really good. It's really dense. I was going to take a couple, 2-3 listens to get into, to really kind of, get into the intricacies of it. Like, it's real dense. There's a lot of riffs and not much repetition, but there's some really cool melodic stuff. There's some really killer bass work. Really, Al did the bass work, which is cool. And then Charn's got some sweet drumming, good vocals. Al plays the shiznit out of this triangle on this one song, the triangle solo. And no, but overall it's really good. I think everybody's really proud of it, and we're excited for people to hear it. And he said he was gonna. What were you gonna say?
I got no comment after that. I think my triangle solo would speak for everything.
It was so hard, man. It was fast.
Cool. I didn't realize that was like a thing, playing a triangle fast.
Yeah, well, because it's kind of like blasting, except that you have 3 sides that you can blast on. So you can go, and most people just pick 2. We went with the left and the right part of the triangle, which was an interesting triangle, though, because it was an isosceles triangle, which is kind of different.
Not a triangle at all.
It's kind of not a triangle at all, really.
I was going to say, this is going back to my algebra days, and that's not good.
Exactly. Technically, it's geometry, but that's okay, too. Sorry. Fair enough.
So, Nourishment Through Bloodshed, it has been released. How was it received?
I think it's got a pretty general, really good reaction, and we definitely out of all the songs on the album, they were definitely kicked up a notch from Ruination. We were having a hard time trying to pick which one to release first, and I think for us, it was kind of like starting the whole thing off with a bang like that. It was cool. But.
Awesome, thank you.
I was waiting for you to say something.
Obviously, you mentioned a little bit about sort of what the album's like. It's not being released till next month, so a lot of fans obviously won't have heard it. Mm-hmm. Most fans, all fans. What can they expect other than the triangle?
I would say they can expect something a little bit more brutal. than well, I don't know if that's the right word. It's definitely just like got like the pedal to the metal the whole time. You know, it's really really fast. I think it's probably the fastest songs from the band so far. Definitely.
We definitely wanted to push, like, we had a member change, obviously, with Nick and Tony, so the technicality of the new stuff's definitely a lot up there. We wanted to kind of let Tony showcase what he does, a lot of lead playing on the album, and put it on it.
It's got like it does breathe at times though too. Like there's cool like little kind of melodic passages, and then the songs kind of have like their own weird path that they all take, which is really cool. And they can expect, you know, Johnny's vocals to be on there.
That's always a bonus.
Yep, which is cool because he was originally when he wanted to sing the record, he didn't want to be on it, but he decided to do it, which we were all stoked on. And there's some good meaty riffs in there for sure. Some real kind of techie, a lot of dissonant riffs. It's really fast. It's really heavy. There's one like slow song, which is actually really cool. Bobby, the former guitarist, retains close ties to the band, and so he wrote a song for it, and we all dug it. So we were like, yeah, we'll put that on there, and it's really cool. It's real kind of like super moody, slow, kind of a closer for the record. So it's good. I think that you should buy it.
In terms of the sort of slower song, it's kind of different to what you guys have done before. Was it kind of a little bit nerve-wracking doing something that different when most people they hear Job for a Cowboy and they're expecting brutal and nothing but?
Right. Oh, for the slower track?
Yeah.
That was actually Bobby's track, the guitar player that had left the group. He's still a close friend of the band, and he had to leave for personal reasons that, you know, we don't make all too much money being in a death metal band. So it was, I kind of say like his farewell to the band was doing that song. We're probably going to ask him to do it again on the next album too. So, but yeah, we're all still close with him, and we're happy to have him kind of still be a part of the band as we, you know, go on forward with the new lineup and everything. But so yeah, as far as writing that one, that's the one song that we did not write. That was a Bobby special on that, and it came out awesome.
Yeah, it's still brutal too. I mean, it's definitely really thick, really meaty. And it's got one of my favorite solos on the record. Well, the solo kind of reminds me of one of my favorite guitarists. It's kind of voicing or phrasing or nuances and stuff. So it's a heart-wrenching solo.
Yeah.
Awesome. I understand you guys. I understand you guys are off to the US after this, and the one thing that you guys obviously do a lot of is touring. Do you notice any differences having done gigs in the US and doing gigs over here? Are there many differences, or is it just kind of you turn up, you play, and kind of get the same reaction?
I wouldn't say as much of a difference between country as like right now there's a big difference for us on this tour because, you know, we're going on as doors open and there's still like some people outside and people that haven't really got a chance to get a beer in their hand yet as we're hitting the stage. So we're stoked through this tour because it's a good way to start the new album cycle off, whereas the album's a lot more technical. We're trying to kind of leave the older sound behind, so going out with, you know, obviously Enslaved, Triptych, Cannibal is a good way to start that off. But yeah, starting at doors, and you know, it's a little different vibe for us. Whereas, you know, the States tour we've coming up, Metal Alliance, we're so much in the middle of a kind of like a traveling festival. So the crowd's already ready to go, getting hammered by the time we go on and down to headbang. So I'd say that country to country, it's you know, it always just kind of differs by tour, not really by the place you're in.
I would say definitely the UK is more comparable to the States than even like mainland Europe. Like mainland Europe, I feel like they're a little bit different almost in every country from themselves. Like the Dutch like to stare at you until, you know, you cry, which is good though, because then it's, you know, they're you know, they are like having a good time, I feel like, you know, but they just show it. They show it by crossing their arms. Which is a different way to show that. But Germany's really, really good. Like Spain, I remember those people just kind of stand around a lot. You know, it's kind of different, you know, type of a vibe. But the UK and the US, like generally people are pretty stoked to see shows. And so that you see that in the crowd, you see more reaction. Mainland Europe, I'm not dissing you, but just move around more, please. But UK and the US, I feel like, are kind of more like that's how you show that you're having a good time is to get into it and to move around and stuff. So it's really similar. I feel like those two scenes, even promoter wise, the way everything works and stuff, like they seem pretty familiar. So I feel like the UK probably modeled their metal scene after the States, which is a good idea.
Awesome. And just one comment. Obviously, you said that you were worried that most people won't have a beer in hand. Most of them have been drinking since midday. You'll be fine. Other than the US tour, what have you guys got in the pipeline for the rest of this year?
Oh, we have Puerto Rico, which is going to be really cool.
Yeah, we got Japan lined up coming soon. We've Metal Alliance after this with Devil Driver, Dying Fetus, and we have a big summer tour we're going to be announcing in about, I think, 2 weeks. So
if they announce us.
Yeah, they might not announce. I wouldn't care to announce us, but
yeah, it is. It's a laughing type of a tour. It's very. It's like out of the whole summer will be spent laughing. Summer's laughter.
Is that good laughing, or is that kind of uncomfortable? Okay, I'm just going to laugh anyway.
It's your best fake laugh. Yeah, but that can be good though, because it can get you out of a lot of situations in life. I feel like, don't you?
yeah.
Awesome, guys. Well, good luck for this evening and America, and for not laughing at me like that too many times. Thanks very much for talking to us, guys.
Thanks for letting us hang out. We're goofy. Not really, not them, just me.